Every great adventure starts with a whisper, a story passed down through generations. The mystery of Rock Lake is no different. It all began back in the 19th century with tales from local Ho-Chunk and Potawatomi people. They spoke of sunken rock teepees resting on the lake bed, strange stone structures hidden beneath the waves. These stories painted a picture of a lost world, a village swallowed by the water long ago. For years, these were just local legends, the kind of campfire tales that send a shiver down your spine on a dark night. But sometimes legends have a way of sticking around, just waiting for someone to take them seriously. They linger in the air, a question mark hanging over a seemingly ordinary place. Then, in the 1930s, the whispers got louder. Two brothers, Claude and Lee Wilson, were flying over Rock Lake in their small plane. As they soared above the water, the sun hit the surface just right, revealing something incredible. They claimed to see the distinct geometric shapes of pyramids beneath the surface. It wasn't just a vague shadow, they described clear, angular forms that looked anything but natural. Their sighting sparked a firestorm of local curiosity. Could the old Native American stories be true? Were there really ancient structures hidden in the murky depths of this Wisconsin lake? The Wilson brothers' account gave the legend a modern twist, transforming it from folklore into a tangible mystery begging to be explored. What makes Rock Lake so compelling is its deep, murky water. The lake itself is a product of ancient glaciers which carved out the landscape thousands of years ago. It's not a crystal-clear paradise. Visibility is often extremely limited, sometimes only a few feet. This natural veil of secrecy makes it the perfect place to hide a secret. Anything could be down there. The limited visibility means that every dive is a challenge, and every shadow could be a lost pyramid or just a pile of rocks. This environment feeds the mystery, making it nearly impossible to dismiss the stories outright without a thorough and difficult investigation. The lake itself guards its secrets well. The early accounts, from indigenous legends to the Wilson brothers' aerial sighting, laid the foundation for a mystery that would captivate people for decades. It's a classic setup for an expedition: ancient stories, an eyewitness account, and a challenging environment. These elements combined to create a powerful narrative, one that suggested something extraordinary was waiting to be rediscovered, right in America's heartland. The stage was set for divers and adventurers to take the plunge, to venture into the cold, dark water of Rock Lake in search of these lost underwater pyramids. The question was no longer if something was down there, but what it was. Just a few miles from the shores of Rock Lake lies another fascinating piece of American history, Aztalan State Park. This isn't just any park, it's the site of an ancient settlement from the Mississippian culture that flourished around 1,000 years ago. The people of Aztalan built large, flat-topped earthen mounds, which served as platforms for temples and the homes of their leaders. These impressive structures are a clear sign of a sophisticated, organized society. The name Aztalan itself was given by early European settlers who mistakenly thought it was the legendary homeland of the Aztecs. While that theory was wrong, the site remains one of the most important archaeological treasures in Wisconsin. The proximity of Aztalan to Rock Lake is what really fuels the imagination. It's impossible to stand among the ancient mounds and not look toward the lake, wondering if there's a connection. Could the same people who built these impressive earthworks on land have also built stone structures in the water? The idea is incredibly appealing. It suggests a much larger and more complex civilization than previously imagined, one that mastered both land and water. This potential link creates a tantalizing narrative, connecting a known archaeological fact, Aztalan, with an unknown underwater mystery. It makes the legend feel more grounded and plausible. This connection inspired many amateur archaeologists and local historians. They started to imagine a grand, unified story. Perhaps Rock Lake was a sacred site for the people of Aztalan? Maybe the pyramids were ceremonial centers or tombs for their elite, intentionally submerged as part of a ritual. Or perhaps, a catastrophic flood forced the inhabitants to abandon their lakeside city, leaving it to be swallowed by the water. These theories, while speculative, are exciting. They weave together the known and the unknown, creating a mystery that feels like it could be solved with just one more discovery, one more piece of the puzzle. The allure of a Wisconsin Atlantis is powerful. The idea that an ancient advanced city lies hidden so close to a major archaeological site like Aztalan is the stuff of adventure. It challenges our understanding of pre-Columbian America and suggests that there are still incredible secrets waiting to be uncovered, not in some remote jungle, but right here in the Midwest. This connection elevates the Rock Lake story from a simple local legend to a potential archaeological game-changer. It's this link to Aztalan that has kept the search alive, pushing explorers to keep diving into the cold, dark water, hoping to prove the connection is real. The mystery of Rock Lake truly came to life when divers started exploring its depths. One of the most famous early explorers was Max Knoll, a diver who had already gained fame for setting a world deep diving record. In 1937, Knoll descended into Rock Lake and came back with incredible stories. He described seeing a structure he called Pyramid Number 1, claiming it was made of smooth, dressed stone blocks fitted together with precision. His report was sensational, suggesting clear evidence of man-made construction. Knoll's reputation lent credibility to the legend, and his dramatic account made headlines, capturing the public's imagination and inspiring others to follow his lead into the dark water. Decades later, in the 1960s, another diver named Jack Kennedy claimed to have found more evidence. Kennedy was a dedicated amateur archaeologist who made numerous dives into Rock Lake. He reported finding not just one but several stone structures. He even brought up rocks that he claimed had tool marks on them, suggesting they were shaped by human hands. Kennedy was convinced he was on the verge of a major discovery. He produced maps of the lake bed showing the locations of these alleged pyramids and worked tirelessly to convince the scientific community to take the claims seriously. His persistent efforts kept the mystery in the public eye for years. Then came Frank Joseph, a writer with a deep interest in alternative history and lost civilizations. In the 1980s and 90s, Joseph became the legend's biggest promoter. He wrote books and articles that presented the Rock Lake pyramids as undeniable proof of a lost civilization in Wisconsin, possibly connected to Atlantis or other ancient cultures. Joseph organized his own diving expeditions and claimed to have found even more structures, including one he called the Delta Pyramid. His writings were compelling and popular, but they were often criticized by mainstream archaeologists for lacking scientific rigor and for blending fact with highly speculative theories. Despite these dramatic reports, the physical evidence remains elusive and controversial. No diver has ever returned with a clear, undeniable photograph of a pyramid. The rocks that were brought to the surface have been dismissed by geologists as natural formations, with markings caused by glacial movement, not human tools. The murky water makes verification nearly impossible, as one diver's pyramid is another's pile of rocks. The stories from Knoll, Kennedy, and Joseph are exciting and form the core of the legend, but without hard, verifiable proof, they remain just that, stories from the deep. When scientists finally turned their modern tools on Rock Lake, the story took a different turn. Geologists and archaeologists brought in sonar equipment to map the lakebed, hoping to settle the debate once and for all. The results were not what pyramid enthusiasts had hoped for. The sonar scans revealed numerous mounds and ridges on the lake floor, but none had the perfectly geometric shapes described by divers. Instead, the formations appeared to be irregular and random, consistent with natural geological features. The official scientific explanation is that these rock piles are glacial erratics, boulders and stones left behind as the massive ice sheets retreated thousands of years ago. Expert opinions from state archaeologists and university geologists have consistently supported the natural origin theory. They point out that the type of rock found in the mounds is local stone, exactly what you'd expect glaciers to scrape up and deposit. Furthermore, there is no other archaeological evidence, like pottery, tools, or human remains, found near these underwater formations, which you would expect to find around a human settlement. From a scientific standpoint, the case seems fairly closed. The pyramids are most likely just interesting rock piles, their pyramid-like appearance a trick of the light in murky water, amplified by a powerful legend. And yet the legend of the Rock Lake pyramids refuses to die. In the local community, the story is a cherished piece of folklore and a minor tourist draw. The local museum in Lake Mills features an exhibit on the mystery, and businesses sometimes use the pyramid theme in their names or marketing. The story gives the town a unique identity, a touch of mystery that sets it apart. For many, the scientific explanation is less exciting than the possibility of a lost city. The story persists because it's more fun to believe in a sunken Atlantis in your backyard than in a pile of glacial debris. So why do we remain so fascinated by mysteries like this one? It's because they ignite our sense of wonder and adventure. They challenge us to believe that there is more to our world than what we can see on the surface. The Rock Lake Pyramid story endures because it represents the eternal conflict between what science can prove and what we want to believe. To truly solve the mystery, it would take a massive, well-funded expedition with advanced underwater imaging technology and the resources to excavate a mound. Until that day comes, the pyramids of Rock Lake will remain where they've always been, suspended between scientific fact and captivating legend.